right, it's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster here with head coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, let's get the elephant out of the room, out of the way. 1-4 record. You guys have talked about owning that record. How do you balance being 1-4 but not losing hope for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's the old adage of you are what your record says you are. So we walk in the building, that's what we are. We don't like it, but you can't go back and change those results. So we're really focused on what we can do this week and moving forward to win this football game, play good complementary football on offense, defense, and special teams. But you have to have that forward-facing mentality.
I know every game, though, comes with a lesson. So maybe even some tougher lessons in a loss. What was the big takeaway for this team as a whole when you guys lost to the Commanders?
You go out to a game versus a good team, you have to play well early in the game. We did not play well, particularly on the offensive side of the ball early. Defense was getting the ball back. We just did not capitalize on some of those opportunities. So really want to start fast. That's such a big part of this, and not doing that really sets the team back. So the focus for us as a team, and certainly as an offensive side of the ball, is sustain drives, get down to the red zone, score points so that we can play that complementary version of football.
All right, forward facing, it's the last of a 3-game road stretch for you guys before you come back home. It's a team that you guys are all familiar with, maybe even just personally. So on a big picture level, what do the Philadelphia Eagles present to you guys challenge-wise?
Well, they have really good players and good coaches. I have a ton of respect for Coach Sirianni, Kellen Moore, Vic Fangio, Michael Clay, their special teams coordinator. They do a really nice job. And then just looking at their roster, a lot of good football players. And when you talk on the offensive side of the ball, Jalen Hurts has been playing at a high level. Their skill players, the two receivers, the tight end, Saquon Barkley, it's a really good group, not to mention a really big offensive line. So that offense is really a potent group that we have to be about our business to try to slow them down. Defensively, you look at that group, and up front is where your eyes go right away with the size that they have up front. They play with great effort, and it's a team that can play back end, they can play the zones, they can play man, they can blitz you, they can drop into zone. So Coach Fangio does a really nice job mixing it up.
All right, now offensively talked about Jalen Hurts, and we know what he's able to do. He has been turning that ball over. So how do you capitalize on that, making sure that continues as they come out of a bye week?
I think the big part there is playing sound football on the defensive side of the ball. We feel like that produces those takeaways. You can't oftentimes go looking for them because you want to make sure that you're playing sound. That is something that in every one of these games, you want to win that turnover margin. It gives you the best chance for winning. But really, they come from playing sound football and playing with great effort.
And they look to be getting healthy. A.J. Brown and Devonte Smith look like they might be back in the mix soon. So having them back in there, how do you prepare for that, and what does that do for their offense?
Two really good players and different sizes. They come in different shapes, but two good players. A.J. Brown's as physical as a wide receiver there is in the game. He can win short and he can win deep, just how powerful he is. Devonte Smith is so fast. He's so quick. You have to try to slow him down if you can, but he is a guy that really has a chance with the ball in his hands. If they work him on short routes, he can make some plays, and he's certainly a threat deep.
You mentioned Saquon. How has the addition of him in that Eagles offense opened things up for them, and how do you prepare?
He's a very, very talented player. Everybody knows about him being a high draft pick and seeing him all those years in New York, but now he's playing at a high level. They've really played to his play strengths in terms of the run schemes that they're using right now. He's running behind, like I mentioned before, a very, very big offensive line. He's patient. You really have to gang tackle Saquon Barkley. It's a lot to ask one person to bring him down.
Now, on their tight end front, Dallas Goedert, he's leading them in receiving yards. So from a tackling standpoint, fundamentally as a defense, how are you minimizing that this week? He's
outstanding, Cam, and he can win in a bunch of different ways. He can win with savviness. He can win just with how big he is, and he can win contested catches, outstanding hands. So, again, it really goes back to being sound in what we're doing. At times, you're going to be playing man. You have to understand where your leverage is, where your help is. At times, you're going to be playing zone. Being visual with the quarterback and being true to your zones is so important when you're trying to defend these tight ends.
On the offensive line for you guys got some help back. Jedrick Wills able to play. How big of a boost is that, and how much will that play into this game, knowing that they haven't gotten to the quarterback as much as they'd wanted to in Philadelphia?
I think the big part for us is playing sound as a five-man unit. Obviously, having Jed back there is a big boost, and hopefully we can get some guys back as well.
Now, on your defensive front, when you're preparing for their defense, I know there's some talk about how they're going to mix things up. How do you prepare for them, knowing that what they have on tape might be different from what they're going to come out with after the bye?
Yeah, I think anytime you're facing a team coming off of the bye, you have to be ready for the unexpected. There's a few things that they really haven't shown yet that they could show, so you just have to be ready on game day to make some adjustments.
One of those guys that hasn't had a lot of tape, Cooper DeJean, their rookie, big talk about him having a bigger role. What are you seeing from him on what you have been able to watch?
A very talented player. Again, with these rookies, we've studied these guys, spent so much time with him. A very athletic player, good size, can impact the game in a bunch of different ways.
Special teams, what are they giving you?
Talent, really some of the core guys, they're outstanding. Returners can really make you pay in the punt and the kickoff return game, so we have to play sound.
You talked about it earlier, but what's the most important part of the mindset as you enter this one?
Playing sound football, getting back to playing complementary football, offense, defense, special teams, feeding each other.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Cam.